If narcissists are to be honest, this is every secret they'd reveal. Welcome to our channel. Have you ever pondered the thoughts a narcissist might keep hidden, their true intentions, and their perception of you and the relationship? It's unlikely they would reveal these things, as doing so would risk losing control over you. In this episode, we will delve into 5 things a narcissist would say if they were to be completely honest with you. But before we jump in, I kindly request that you subscribe to our channel. Your subscription plays a crucial role in raising awareness about narcissistic abuse. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Number 1. Their insecurities and shame. A profound truth that narcissists would seldom admit is their deep-rooted insecurity and overwhelming shame. However, instead of acknowledging these feelings, they project them onto others, particularly onto you, punishing you whenever you inadvertently triggered those emotions within them. Narcissists exist as vessels brimming with all-encompassing shame and profound insecurities, which explains their fragile egos. Even the slightest deviation or difference in your words or actions can elicit an extreme reaction from them. They inflict punishment as they perceive it as an attack, despite it often not being the case. Their hyper-reactive state of mind distorts their perception, convincing them that everyone is intent on tearing them down. Were they to be honest with you, they would reveal that the insecurities they project onto you and the subsequent abuse, belittlement, and humiliation you endure have nothing to do with your own shortcomings. You are inherently imperfectly perfect, something they cannot accept since they need to maintain an image of perfection. Due to their persistent denial, they deflect their flaws and dark thoughts onto you, harboring self-hatred through your existence and mistakenly attributing the negative aspects to your being. Yet in reality, it is their own shadow, their own unaddressed inner turmoil, that they are incapable of confronting. Number 2. Their lack of empathy. A glaring truth about narcissists is their absolute inability and unwillingness to empathize with others. They simply lack the capacity for empathy, and importantly, they do not care to empathize with you. In their view, your experiences are inconsequential and unworthy of their attention. They perceive themselves as perpetual victims, constantly seeking empathy, sympathy, and praise for their own selves. If you dare to express your own feelings or seek empathy from them, they will brand it as selfishness, accusing you of inventing issues that do not exist and respond with outright hatred. Their emotional detachment renders them incapable of tapping into the necessary emotions to genuinely empathize with others. The narcissist's false self, a deceptive facade, is what you encounter, leaving them completely disconnected from their true selves and making it utterly impossible for them to truly know themselves or comprehend your inner world. Number 3. Their needs above all. A narcissist would be brutally honest about their unwavering focus on their own needs, wants, and desires. They hold no genuine concern for yours. Any display of apparent care or consideration is merely a means to gain control over you. By feigning empathy, they secure absolute emotional dominance. When a narcissist portrays care towards you, it is solely about themselves. They view it as a transaction, expecting something in return for their efforts. Their care is a facade. They do not see you as significant or deserving of genuine care. The only person they will ever authentically care for is themselves, as their inflated sense of grandiosity convinces them of their superiority. They regard themselves as superior to almost everyone in their life, considering others as beneath them. Consequently, they will never genuinely care for those they perceive as inferior. Instead, they view others as mere objects, existing solely to serve their own needs. Number 4. Awareness of the pain. I'm fully aware of the pain I'm causing you, yet I have no intention of changing my behavior. People often wonder if narcissists are even aware of their actions, and the answer is a resounding yes. They have a remarkable ability to choose when to behave in certain ways. In public, they can charm the socks off anyone, appearing kind and compassionate. But behind closed doors, their true nature emerges, transforming them into monsters. This stark contrast is deliberate. It's not something that happens automatically. They know exactly what they're doing, manipulating others to get the reactions they desire. They know they're hurting you, and they just don't care. They justify their actions, thinking you deserve it or that you somehow provoked them. They shift blame onto external factors, absolving themselves of any responsibility. When you suffer, they lack empathy or concern because they see your pain as your problem, not theirs. Your emotions irritate them, and they view them as a burden and a weakness that they despise. They detest emotions and see them as repugnant and weak, so when they witness your emotional displays, it triggers a self-hatred that they project onto you. Remember, your emotions were never a burden. It was their perception that distorted reality. The way they saw your emotions reflected their own inner turmoil, and instead of facing it, they projected it onto you. Number 5. You are an extension. You are nothing but an extension of me, valued solely based on how you reflect on me. To a narcissist, you're just an object that they use to fulfill their own desires. They create an image of the ideal partner or child, shaping you to fit their expectations. In the case of a narcissistic parent and child, the child is expected to achieve all the things the parent couldn't. The parent wants to live through the child's accomplishments, using them as a manifestation of their own idealized self-image. If you don't meet their standards, the devaluation begins and you become their scapegoat. In romantic relationships, you're seen as a trophy, not as an equal partner. The narcissist expects you to bring them attention and admiration, and they take credit for any positive attention you receive, even though it's truly because of your own merits. Remember, to a narcissist, you're just an extension of themselves, a means to fulfill their desires. But you are so much more than that, and it's crucial to recognize your worth beyond their distorted perception. In summary, a narcissist may say numerous things, but they all lead to one important realization. You were never the one at fault, and their blame towards you was unfounded. You were perfect just as you are, and you did not cause the problems and chaos they falsely attributed to you. It is essential to understand that you were not the source of the disturbances in the relationship. It was the narcissists themselves who need to address their own issues. Remember, it is not you, it is them. With that in mind, I encourage you to turn inward and fully embrace this truth. Radically accept that you no longer need to carry the burden of blame upon yourself. Embracing this does not mean denying responsibility. Rather, it means acknowledging that you are not accountable for someone else's faults or actions. The responsibility lies with them. That concludes today's episode. I hope you found it enlightening. If you did, kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. I look forward to engaging with you in the next episode. Until then, let the healing process commence and persist.